sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Legacy Open in Worcester, brought to you by Ultimate Guard. I'm Nick Miller alongside Noah Walker for a player interview. How are you doing?
Doing great, yeah. How you doing?
Noah Walker, you have won 2 of our 2-day Legacy Opens.
Yeah.
One of very few people that have done that. This year you also won the Philly Open. You've had a top 8 already in Columbus with a pretty crazy tutelage deck.
Yeah, the tutelage
You're coming
deck.
off a hot top 8, or a top 4 in Columbus at the Grand Prix.
GP, yeah.
You've basically put this Grixis Delver deck on the map and kept it on the map with repeated finishes.
Yeah.
What kind of brought to you to this deck, and why are you so good with it?
Yeah, so I started playing this deck about like 2-ish, 3 years ago at an invitational, and it was the first time I'd ever played the Grixis Delver deck. And it was like, I don't know, it's a little different from like how I've tweaked it now, but it was basically the same deck. And it just like, I was playing with it, like first tournament ever, I didn't lose any matches, like 6-0, I was like, man, this deck's sweet, like it really fits my playstyle, like I'm like, maybe with some tweaks, like it might actually be a deck that I like love to play. And then out came Dig Through Time, and I was like, ooh, like, this is like perfect. Like first cruise, it was like pretty good in the deck, but then they were like, oh, this is too good for Legacy, so it's gone. So then I got some Dig Through Times, and I was like, perfect to like fill it up after like catching all these probes and bolts and wastes. I just get to dig, and the deck was like perfect. It fits my play style so well, and
yeah, everyone thought when Dig Through Time and Cruise went away that this deck was going to go away.
The deck was going to go away. Yeah, exactly.
You said no, not so much.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah, because there's still a Gurmag Angler. It's like the hardest part about the deck is that there's no cards that just like really give you more than like a cantrip. Like you got your Ponders, you got your Brainstorms, but there's no Treasure Cruise. There's no cards that are giving you a lot of cards in any given matchup. But the cards are still really good, especially if there's no decks that can really get the extra card advantage. Like the 1-for-1 cards are just really, really good.
Right. So we saw you put that deck. We've seen Eric Rill kind of play that deck years ago in its very early iterations.
Yeah.
But then it just got supercharged by the Delve cards,
yes,
and now
exactly.
you've just been taking it everywhere and doing well with it. So much that you definitely put yourself on the map last year in terms of how many top 8s. You took down the Open in Worcester, and now you're here doing it again. You're 27th on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Now, we hadn't seen you at a lot of Opens, but going forward, we're going to see you at all the Opens now that you're on the team Card Hoarder. Talk about how this came about.
Yeah, so Card Hoarder is just a bunch of my friends. A lot of them were on Lotus previously. I think all of them actually. And we've just been talking a lot about finding a way to actually be able to make it to all these events, and we reached out to Card Hoarder, talked to him a bit, and everything was going well. So we figured might as well make a thing going of it.
Sure.
So yeah, we're gonna be going to every Open you'll see us at, making a lot of content, streaming, video articles, just getting our names out there,
And is this something you kind of had planned on, or were you trying to look to kind of go into Magic more so?
Yeah, so I'd always been like a really heavy like grinder as far as Magic went. I traveled a lot and played a lot, but like in the rest of my life, I didn't really have like a solid job, but this is definitely going to help financially a bit to live the dream, as they say, be able to travel as much as possible for all these Opens and just keep it going.
Okay, and for people at home, where are you from? How long have you been playing? That kind of stuff.
Sure, yeah, I'm from Mass, Western Mass around here. I'm from Amherst, it's about like 50 minutes away. I've been playing since, let's see, I think the first set I played in was 5th Dawn. I did a 5th Dawn draft, and then really started in Kamigawa. The OG top, band top. No, that sounds okay, but yes, I really started playing competitively when I was around 12 or 13. I started traveling to like all these PTQs and lit the fire to get actually good.
Sure. All right. And now, what are your future plans now that you're on this team? Now that you're going to be making content? Now that you're going to be coming to a lot of Opens?
Yeah, so the end game is definitely Players Championship. That's ideal. But I mean, I'm just gonna see where Magic takes me. Really, I'm queued for the Pro Tour later this year in October in Hawaii. I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna be playing in all the Opens in between then, just to prepare myself. Opens are great standard practice because there's so many standard Opens, and that'll help me a lot for the PT. And right now, yeah, I'm really just riding the wave. hope it ends up well.
Well, we've definitely seen you make some good finishes in Standard, but I feel like Legacy is really your wheelhouse.
Yeah, for sure.
How'd that come about? When did you kind of take to Legacy, and what do you think makes you a strong Legacy player?
Yeah, it's funny actually. Like I remember when I first started playing Legacy, like I was trying out decks like Maverick. It was like a couple years ago, like a top 16 one of the one-day opens with it. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I like a deck like this. And I was really bad at Legacy, really bad. It's just super hard. All the little intricacies, like I like played my fetch land at the wrong time, like cracked it, and I just like lost.
Sure.
But basically, as soon as I started playing the Grixis deck, I was like, man, this deck really feels like a deck for me, you know? I'm just going to keep playing Legacy as much as I can. And like, I think the most important part about Legacy is just being familiar with the format and familiar with your deck, and that just gives you a lot of free wins.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we know about you Magic-wise. What goes on in your life outside of Magic?
Yeah, outside of Magic, right now I'm actually, I work at a summer camp. But that's just in the summer, obviously. Turns out, yeah. But I'm there currently. I'm just taking the weekend off to come to this to announce the big team thing.
Sure.
So, but I mean, yeah, mostly I play a lot of Magic, play a lot of Hearthstone, hang out with friends, just trying to get as good as I can, basically.
All right. Well, we appreciate you taking time to fill us in on who you are. We're going to be seeing a lot more of you and a lot more of your team card hoarder teammates
for sure
on the Open Series the rest of the year. So good luck. Everyone, stay tuned to StarCityGames.com all weekend long for the action here in Worcester.